So, as you can see, today we have a pretty quiet crowd. We don't got nobody in the audience. It's pretty interesting. It's the first. It's the first time this has happened. Not one single person has showed up to training, but nonetheless, the show must go on. I'm surprised nobody showed up. I'm very surprised nobody showed up. What a surprise. Nobody showed up. Oh no. Anyways, with that being said, welcome everybody to training. Today is booked by Duke training, day number 785. I don't know what day of training this is, but we've been doing it for a minute. It's like probably day 30 at this point, day 30 something, maybe even more, maybe even more than day 30. I don't know. We've been doing training for a while. Anyways, okay, let's chill out. That being said, today we're gonna spend a little bit of time going through some things, some mindset, just seeing what we got. So, with that being said, I guess we are alone. No one's came to training today. It's okay. Still gonna do some learning regardless. So, if everyone will take a look at the brand new and improved DM setting training manual, we ended up making it new and it is improved. So it is the brand new and improved DM setting training manual. It's only the first page. Only the first page is like ready for publication at the moment. But you know, making progress. The first page is pretty much beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. It looks amazing. It looks absolutely phenomenal, fantastic, spectacular. With that being said, why DM setting? What is DM setting? Well, DM setting is simply, and people on my team know this, a way for you to make money by following our framework and sending DMs on social media. Now, why are we sending DMs on social media? The reason we are sending DMs on social media is that we can initiate what I call a money-making conversation. Now, what is a money-making conversation? Well, simply, it is a conversation that makes money. So, when we are initiating these money-making conversations, we are doing it with the goal of indoctrinating the listener. No, I'm lying. We're doing it with the goal to share value, spread peace, joy, positivity, and kindness, and also to, get them some productive information that may or may not help their business, but chances are it may, and reliably it usually does. With that being said, when we are reaching out to these business owners, we are reaching out and attempting to be as credible as possible and certified as possible. Now, people in my channel know what certified is. What is certified? Certified is when you are competent, established, reliable, trustworthy, invested in the customer success. You find hidden information. You're informational and value-based, extremely smooth, and directly available to answer their messages. Now, here at Booked, we teach people how to be certified because we need reps that are competent, established, reliable, trustworthy, invested in customer success, capable of finding hidden information, informational and value-based, extremely smooth, and directly available to answer their money-making messages. So, back to DM setting. DM setting is the process of, I said it earlier, starting a money-making conversation. Now, what is the point of starting a money-making conversation? Or what is the point of the rep of DM setting? What does a rep do? What is the typical job of a rep as a DM setter? What are you there to do? You're there to qualify, you're there to build interest, and you're there to book them on a call with our closer. You are not just there to sell them a website. If you just go and show up in their DMs trying to sell them the website, they're going to smell your commission breath from 3 miles away, and they're going to be able to tell that you're trying to simply sell them a website or sell them something, and you're going to scare them away, and they're not going to buy anything from you because they're going to be scared that you're trying to sell them something, which you are. So DM setting is the process of starting a money-making conversation. You're there to qualify, build interest, and book them on a call with our closer. You are not there to sell them just sell them a website. Excuse me. You're there to make them curious and provide helpful information, which makes them decide getting on a call is a good idea. So let's say, for example, you're walking down the street, or you're in the gym, right? And then someone just walks up to you and gives you a whole tub of protein powder, and you're in the gym. Would you not feel indebted to that person? Would you not, and then just walks out? Would you not be like, hey, come back, hey, help me out, give me some more of that stuff? Would you not be like, Or let's say, for example, you're at the bank and you're telling them, I just can't pay my credit card right now. I'm behind on my loans for a student. I'm in student debt. And then someone just walks up to you and says, hey, here's $10,000. And gives you $10,000, just smacks it in your hand. Here, boom, $10,000. Are you not going to be like, hey, give me more. Hey, what's going on? Like, yes. So when you're in their DMs, you're there to make them curious and provide helpful information, which makes them decide getting on call is a good idea. So you got to make them curious by providing helpful information. So these are business owners. What they want is they want information on how to grow their business. If they believe that we have the information to help them scale and grow and maximize their profits, then they will want more information from us. They'll be like, hey, come here. Let me talk to you. And so the way you make them curious is by providing helpful information. Help them solve a problem that you see on their Facebook page or on their website. Identify it and, make them decide that getting on a call with one of our closers is a good idea. That's pretty much how you do that. I bet there's someone in the audience. There's not. Wow, really is nobody coming to training today. That's crazy. Anyways, you're there to make them curious and provide helpful information, which makes them decide that getting on call is a good idea. Now, there are 6 steps to a successful set. There's the intro, where you introduce yourself and greet the business owner. Here, you can provide them free value and build trust. There's the fact find, where you question them about their business and find bottlenecks and other issues within the business. You identify the issues found and the effects that it has on the business. Help the prospect see and agree the effects that you've identified. Help the prospect see and agree that yes, it is a problem, as well as it is causing those effects that you found as well. Produce a solution, which is us, built by Duke. Edify the closer. Edify just means like pretty much what does edify mean? Give them a reputation. Give them establish them as highly reputable in the eyes of the consumer. That's what it means to edify. It means to establish the closer as highly reputable and as a source and wealth of knowledge in the eyes of the client, of the prospect. So you pretty much just establish the closer as somebody who is highly credible and reputable in the space with lots of knowledge that the client can learn from. Establish the closer as somebody who they would be interested in talking to because they can help them. Establish them as somebody that the closer would be. Establish them as somebody that the closer would find interest in talking to because of the amount of value and knowledge that the closer has when it comes to the prospect's issue. So pretty much you establish the closer. Edify means to establish someone as highly reputable and trustworthy. Edify means to establish someone as a trustworthy source of knowledge who is highly reputable who is held in high regard for what they do. So to edify someone means to establish someone as trustworthy and highly reputable. Edify means to establish someone as trustworthy and highly reputable. Edify means to establish someone who is trustworthy and highly reputable. Edify means to establish someone as trustworthy and highly reputable. Edify means to establish someone as trustworthy and highly reputable with regard. Edify means to establish someone as trustworthy and highly reputable with regard. Edify means to establish someone as trustworthy and highly reputable in regard to the amount of information they can provide to the client. Edify means to establish someone as trustworthy and highly reputable in regard to the amount of information they can provide to the client. To edify means to establish someone as highly reputable and trustworthy in regard to the amount of information that they can provide to the client. So to edify someone means to establish them as trustworthy and highly reputable in regard to the amount of information that they can provide to the client. That's what edify means. So basically, when you edify someone, you say things like, yeah, he's helped hundreds of businesses just like yours with this, and that, this, and that. So basically, when you edify, you're just establishing them as trustworthy and highly reputable in regard to the amount of information they can provide to the client. And then once you've edified the closer, you set the appointment with the closer, so they want to get on the appointment with the closer. And after you've done that, you've opened the door. Now the closer closes it. Edify means to establish someone as trustworthy and highly reputable in regard to the amount of information they can provide to the client. So once you've opened the door, closer closes the door. Here's the pre-chat checklist. I'm not going to show you that. I'm going to show you the mindset. You're not making up stories. You're finding a problem within the business, introducing the problem to them while letting them know that we're aware of the solution. They might be able to find the solution on the chat. That we're aware of the solution and that they might be able to find it. And that it might be found, and it might be found on the call with the closer. So mindset is you're not making up stories. You're finding a problem within the business, introducing the problem to them while letting them know we're aware of the solution and that it might be found on the call with the closer. And that it might be found on call with the closer. We're simply proposing a quick chat about their problem that we can fix. You do not spam them in DMs. You do not copy paste the same message to every client. You do not annoy them. You do not forget about them. You do follow up on warm leads and uninterested prospect after some time. I'm going to write more for that. But we pretty much was just going through most of this today. So this is why DM setting, because DM setting is a way for you to make money following our framework and sending DMs on social media. If you're interested in joining our team and learning how to DM set, you can go ahead and leave a comment in the chat or on one of my other videos that's posted on my page, and I will invite you to the team and show you how to do just this, because you can make money, like I said, following our framework and sending DMs on social media. So if you're interested in something like that, go ahead and navigate towards my YouTube page and, leave a nice comment saying, hey, how can I join the team? Anyways, let's move forward. Welcome to Booked. Our team is located in 2 places, WhatsApp, Discord. If you don't join either, you'll surely be left behind. Cool. We know about all that. Let's get into some mindset training. All right. So, principles of improvement. So the principles of improvement are: be fully locked in. The more data you can intake and analyze, the more you can refine, adjust, and improve on it. If you ever want to get better at something, do it 100 to 1,000 times daily. Find new ways to nerf yourself and try your hardest to overcome it. Compete with yourself from yesterday, because you're just simply not that good yet. We go forward, not backwards. Now, what's next? Quotes. Here are some quotes that are pretty good. Go to the gym and lift just one weight. If you go to the gym every day, go to the gym and lift just one weight. Every day, go to the gym. Even if you lift just one weight. Every day, go to the gym. Even if you lift just one weight. Show up no matter what. It gets easier the more you do it. It's not what you do, but how you do it. The best time was yesterday. Now the next best time is today. Anyways, let's see. Nobody's here. Okay. Doing that's nothing to do with anything. All right, let's go through 100 selling tips. Let's read all these 100 selling tips one by one. Let's also read all these wisdom and principles one by one. Now, 100 selling tips. Selling tips. Start with a question, not an offer. Ask them about their goals. You are there to help them achieve them. Use what do you think is stopping you to get their thoughts on the matter. Remember, they believe themselves more than they believe you. Ask them sharp, fact finding questions before you even mention price. Qualify their budget, level of need, and their timeline. Uncover their pain before talking money. Let them tell you why they're stuck. Use tell me more about that to pull them in. Paraphrase, or re-say their words back to them in your own words. It's on their growth. Price anchor and value style tactics. Always anchor above where you land. Most of our most price anchor and value style tactics. Always anchor above where you land. You can say, we found that our most successful clients pay X, Y to discourage lowball. To discourage a lowball. You can say, our clients typically invest $30, not we charge $30. Anchor it to time. Most people see results in 5 days or weeks. Anchor it to outcome. Most of our clients increase this by 30% compared to cost of inaction. How much is it costing you not to fix this compared to future costs? If this gets worse, what will it cost you in 6 months? How would you feel 6 months from now if you were in the same position? Well, how would you feel if a year from now you're still Well, how would you feel a year from now if you're still struggling with their problem? So this is also a reason why on a sales call you kind of want to ask them like, well, how long have you been trying to fix this problem? So that later on in the call you could say, well, I know you told me earlier you've been struggling with losing weight for the past 3 years. You're finally ready to do something about it, but you're not willing to go across the finish line. Well, how would you feel a year from now if you were still struggling with weight loss? Make it 7 years, 8 years, 9 years, 10 years. What if you just don't get it fixed? I mean, where does it start? You got to start at somewhere. You got to start at some point. Compare their ad spent to other expenses. Highlight the return on interest, not the monthly cost. Convert big price into per day or per lead. Ask what were you thinking budget wise before you say your price, so you can get. I feel like that's a bad one. Don't do that. Say most of our clients invest around this much, $1,000, $2,000. What does your budget look like? Range price, we have options at $1,000, $3,000, $5,000. Which one feels closest to what you had in mind? Ask if this solves client acquisition. Would you be comfortable starting at $8,000? Okay. If we can increase traffic by 13%, increase the amount of decrease lead drop off by 10%, and do it all in under than 7 days. Do it all in under 7 days. You're good to move forward from $12,000. Is that correct? Use that as a test. Never disclose the lowest price first. Never disclose the lowest price first. Never, ever, ever. If they lowball, say, that's lower than most of our clients, but let's see where we can fit you. Let's see where that puts you. That's lower than most of our clients, but let's see where that puts you. If they lowball, ask if the results are, exponential. Would you be willing to meet us in the middle? If they say, I don't know, get them to name a number. If they say, I don't have it now, ask, when could you realistically invest by? Don't say that either, because they can make away. Objection handling psychology. Let them voice the objection first. Don't rush to solve. Ask what else concerns you. The feel, felt, found frame. I get how you feel. Others feel the same. Then they found that they make lots of money if they do this. Reframe price as investment, not cost. Reframe I'm busy as what's your priority right now. Reframe I need to think about it into what specifically do you need to think about. If they say I'm not ready, ask when will you be ready. If they say I'm not sure, ask what would make you sure. Tie their objection to their own words. You said you're not ready right now, earlier, correct? You said you're not ready earlier, correct? If they say I'm not the decision maker, ask who is. Closer, edification, and authority building. Say we just helped a plumbing client get 13,000 extra customers. We've just done 15 similar projects over I've done this. You name drop real world proof. We built a site for Plumbers United, Roofing Landscape United. Here's the link. Show, don't tell. Screenshots, before, after, simple case study bullets. Say our lead developer, don't say closer. Our lead developer handles everything that you're talking about. Our lead developer handles everything you've named. Our lead developer handles all that stuff for you. Our lead developer handles customer concerns. Yo, what's up, Sven? Sven, welcome. Sven has been here for 6 minutes just listening to me talk to myself. Welcome, Sven. How are you doing today? Nobody showed up to training. It made me so sad. I was about to cry, but then Sven showed up and I got a big smile on my face. So, what's up? Wagwan, Sven. What's the word? You went out. It's cool because you back in now. You here now. So, you all good. Twin. So I was going through this, just got home. Got a cool ass shirt. Word to that. That's fire. But I was just going over some of these sales tips, 100 selling tips. I was finna read all of them, or I'm still gonna read all of them. I'm just gonna read them faster now because I know that you're listening. So, if they say most of our clients invest around 17,000, what does your budget look like? These are just like tactics you can use in the DMs to them along the path towards the purchase. So that's what we're going over. Never disclose the lowest price first. Do not always anchor high. Let them voice their objections. Don't rush to solve. Ask what else concerns you. Frame the feel, felt, found frame. I get how you feel. Others felt the same. Then they found that, they were able to lose 300 pounds. I understand. I get how you feel. Others also felt that they weren't able to lose that much weight in such a short period of time. Then they found that it was entirely possible because they did. Reframe priced as an investment, not as a cost. reframe I'm busy as, I get that you're busy. What's your biggest priority right now? What's more important than this, than losing 300 pounds? What else could be, will you be ready? I get that. Earlier, I remember you said, think you want to say, customers this month, we built a site for this. Say, our leads them to the call, side. Call, side. Ready? You're ready. We can help. Ready? You're ready. We can help. If you're not ready, and scarcity stop. If you start now, deliver. And scarcity stop. If you start now, deliver by 3 days. If you choose, we're not always open. Most of our clients started with a budget of $500. We've already helped them 3x. We've already helped 3x businesses just like yours. Most of our clients are mostly dentists. They're not just random people. The last client in your niche, the last dentist we worked with, saw 50% increase in 20 days. We're pretty selective with who we take. We don't just let in anyone. We don't just work with anyone, which is not true. We literally work with everyone. We don't just work with anyone. Would you like to see 2 to 3 examples from your niche? You're in the same bucket as our electrician type clients. You're not the first one to say that. Here's how we handled it. Hundreds of people have already done this and seen results. You're not the first. You're being extra careful. That's smart. Here's why. Here's why. You're being careful. That's smart. So if they're being careful, then they need more convincing that it's a good decision. You're being careful. That's smart. Here's how we'll do it. Would you like to move forward with the $500 price, or would you like to move forward with the $500 50-50 split into 2 payments, or would you like to just pay the full $1,000 up front? Give them 2 to 3 options, not just yes or no. So, would you like to move forward with the $500 split into 2 payments, or would you like to just pay the full $1,000 up front? Do you want to start this project next week or this week? Would you prefer to start small or go all in now? You can either start now or put it off and come back later. That's a terrible thing to say. Don't ever say that. You can always, would you like to start with the basics or the full package? If you start now, you can always pause it later. But if you wait, you miss this. Some of these fall off at a certain point. After 60, 69, these start to fall off. Would you like to send me the details? Would you like me to send you the details? Yeah, these start to fall off. So we're not going to go through the rest of these, because I might have to change a lot of those. Anyways, let's go through the wisdom principles. Stop waiting for the right time, because guess what? It doesn't exist. You make it the right time. There's no such thing as the right time. When has anyone ever in history ever done something because it was the right time? There's no such thing as, and they didn't make it the right time. When is anything the right time? There's no such thing as the right time. If it's something that you're putting off because you're waiting for the right time, then you're going to wait forever. Because there's no such thing as the right time. You just do it. And make it. Losers ever will. Self-esteem is the reputation that you have with yourself. If it's not a hell yes, it's a hard no. I don't know about that one. I really don't agree with that one. At some point, like when you're rich, you can exactly. So I'm gonna put in parentheses, when you're rich. Like until then, it's not like that. But The best way to predict the future is to attract it. So that's why you have to believe you're already rich. You can't complain about outcomes from work you didn't do. Sven, talking to you because you be doing that a lot. Broke people talk about people. And don't say you don't. I already know you finna type. No, I don't. I already know you finna type. Said, not gonna lie, my biggest issue isn't objections and all that. It's getting the reply in the first place. Well, I'd have to see what you're saying. It might also be your. Do you still have that same picture on your Facebook of just you like smiling at the camera? The one I put on the server. Is it still that same picture? Cause that's probably why. Is it? Do you still have the same picture from on Facebook as like your profile or your banner, your profile picture, whatever it was? Sven, I feel like you do. I'm gonna check. I'm gonna check your Facebook. I'm gonna check your Facebook after this, and I bet you still have that same picture, and you probably haven't been posting content. Nah, you don't. Cause if people aren't responding to you, it's the business suit. Okay, okay, that's good. So it's not that. So if people aren't responding to you, it's for a reason. Like either your profile is bad, either your profile is bad, or your like what you say is bad. It's one of the two. Because people respond to Gihan like all the time. So I'd have to go through your Facebook page and see why. Is either your like the way you're posting is bad, or what you're saying on the outreach is bad. I don't know what you say to the business owner when you outreach to them or when you DM them. Do you leave comments? Do you leave comments like, "Hey, I make 24/7." Like what Gihan leaves a very specific sort of comment, and I'll show you. So how about that? We'll go through and show how Gihan does it, because Gihan gets plenty of responses. So this is Gihan's comments. This is how he finds customers. He literally, this is someone that he set. Jason Blacklock is someone he set. So he went to his post. This is how he set them. Said, got a website that captures qualified leads 24/7? Question mark. And he just commented that. And then the guy liked it. The guy liked his message, and so he DM'd him. And when he DM'd him, he said, "Hey, Jason, can I have 30 seconds to chat with you on a business matter?" Jason said, "Hi, sure." And now he was busy doing something. I forget what. He was busy, he was doing something. I can't remember. I knew what he was doing, but I forgot. But he was busy. And then he said, "Hello, Jason. Checked out Guard Check. Since you're asking security companies commit to a fee, etc." And I'm gonna send you this. I'm gonna send you this folder so you can read through it. This folder is literally like word for word, the screenshots of what he's saying to set appointments. It's literally word for word screenshots. So I'm gonna send you this folder. Anime ops. What was you was talking about this dang that big ass fucking tank, big ass tank car. But go through that thing. Go through that. I don't actually comment. Okay, word. Start commenting. You know, reposting stuff. Press every button. The buttons are there for you to press them. Press every button. Press like. Press comment. Press share. Share in DMs. Share to just maybe don't share. I don't know who you would share. Share it like to your story or something like that, and be like, yeah, this is so true, or something like that. Like share it to groups. Whatever. The buttons are there for you to press them. What do you think about the images? Those are fire. That's my favorite thing that I've seen from you so far. Those were fire. Those were actually phenomenal. The ads and all that stuff, that was phenomenal. Those are fire. That to me, that was your best work yet. I'm not gonna lie. That was your best work yet. I want to see more stuff like that. I want to see more stuff like that. On God, on God, those were fire. But, anyways, getting back to the training. Back to the training. Where was I? Jason? Or the success? No. The freaking. Okay, I X'd out of it. Alright, that's cool. Why does Drive. They updated the Drive logo. That looks different. Wasn't it like a. It was something else before. I forget what it was. But it wasn't that. Alright. Anyways, let's go one more time through this document right here. This document was created with the goal of turning you from the skill level you're at now to a certified book by Duke DM setter. Here are the steps. You have to learn how to help. You have to learn how to listen. You have to learn how to identify problems. You have to learn how to identify solutions. And you have to learn how to educate your audience. And you have to also learn how to position yourself as the expert. This is first and foremost for any salesperson. You must learn how to help. Not just try and convince them to give you money, but learn how to actively spot and identify problems and gaps within the business that we can capitalize on helping to fix. Because when we offer genuine value and improve things with our clients, they will want to work with us again and again and again and again. Sales is about connections and relationships, so work on building good ones with your clients. Here's how you can get better at finding those potential pitfalls within the business and bring them to the owner in a way that makes them curious enough that to want to conduct business with you. But, we don't just bring them problems. We also want to be the source of the solution. Once we've testimonials from what other people said after they fixed that problem, we can show them how many times we've fixed that problem and what other people say about fixing that problem and the results that they get. We can show them other projects and things that we've worked on to further develop trust in us, basically like our portfolio. We can show them our portfolio. We can tell them a projected result for their business specifically as to what is likely to happen once we fix that problem for them. Now, once we've done all that, they will be 100% ready and interested in at least hearing us out, what we've got to say. And if they don't, and if they have objections, you just handle the objections, and then they are. So once we've gotten them interested and ready to hear what we've got to say, we'll tell them exactly what we're going to do for their business, how we're going to do it, the results they'll get from us doing it, and the cost of and price of us doing it. They'll likely say, that's expensive, or ask for a commission-based project, or, something regarding the price. Unfortunately for them, we're pretty solid on our high-ticket prices. It costs money to use the tools necessary, create the product, get the team to work on the project, and pay members of the company for creating it as well. So in terms of pricing, unfortunately, we aren't that flexible. But when they push back on pricing, have them remember that this is an investment. And in business, it takes money to make money. Have them reflect on the proof shown earlier and the results we provided them from other customers. Have them reflect on the projected revenue they'll make from our product rather than just the initial cost of, is it $1,000 website? How much does it cost? Is it $1,000? It's $1,000 investment that will pay you generously and for the rest of your life. More than $1,000. Even just one $5,000 job, if they do work that costs say they're a contractor or a construction agent, and one of their jobs they make $5,000. If this $1,000 website brings you even just one job where you go out and make $5,000, it kind of pays for itself 5 times over with one job, doesn't it? So sell to them the dream outcome, their dream state, their dream desire. If you knew that you could invest a couple of dollars today for a system that works for you on autopilot 24/7 around the clock for the rest of your life, bringing in a brand new stream of income to your business, would that be worth $1,000? Especially if it's saving you time, money, and peace of mind when handling customers? If the answer to that question is yes, then what's stopping you from making that decision? If they come with another objection, you can handle that objection then and there the same way. So that's pretty cool. Let's see what else we could take a look at. Let's look through more of these success stories from Gihan. So Gihan, why does it say Jason? He said Shafay. So Gihan, you know Shafay. Shafay is one of our website developers. But backstory on this set. Shafay was texting Gihan, and Shafay was asking Gihan like, "Yo, Gihan, how are you setting all these clients? How are you getting so many clients to, how are you setting so many clients?" Instead of just telling Shafay, well, do it like this. He just showed him. He said, "Hey, Shafay, can I have 30 seconds to chat with you on a business matter?" Shafay said, "Yes, bro." Gihan said, "How do you find customers for your business online currently?" Shafay said, "No, I don't know how to find them. That's why I texted you how to find the clients." Now, Gihan said, "I have a system that will bring you customers 24/7. Do you want to see how it works?" Shafay says, "Yes, what is that? What system is it?" Gihan says, "I will give your contact to Joshua Duke, our lead developer, and he will schedule a call with you. Does that sound good?" And Shafay said, "Okay." So he set Shafay when Shafay was asking, "How do you set?" He just showed him. So let's review this. This one is a bit funny, as Shafay is actually a member of the Built by Duke tech branch. The context for this is that Shafay, was asking Gihan how he was finding so many clients. Rather than simply telling him, he showed him instead. Now, the joke is that Shafay himself didn't even realize he was being set. While as funny as that is, the screenshot serves as a great framework showcasing exactly what steps to follow when setting. Now, I know this is new information right here. The steps to follow. What are the steps to setting? Well, there's 6 steps. There's the intro, the fact find, which is when you ask questions. From the fact find, you identify the problem, and then after identifying the problem, you also provide them with information of the effects of that problem. Like the effects that, so let's say their problem is they don't have a lead form on their website. They might say, "Yeah, I don't have a lead form, but so what?" So, if you don't have a lead form, then customers can't leave their information on your website. So you can't get customers from your website that you can call. So if they say, "Yeah, I don't have a lead form, but I don't really need one." Okay, then if you're okay with having a website that can't bring you customers, then that's your problem. But if you would rather get customers from your website, then you need a lead form. And then they might argue or whatever. But that's pretty much it. You ask questions about the site. What's this and that, this, that. Once you've identified the problem and the effects of that problem, have them agree with you. Have them agree with you that, "Oh, yeah, if I don't have a lead form, I guess customers can't come to my site." Because as if we go back to sales tips, it'll say they believe themselves a lot more than they believe us. So we have to get them to agree with us themselves. So if they agree with what we're saying, then they're believing themselves, and not just like fake agree, not just like, "Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, sure, okay." Not like, but make them genuinely see the problem and the issue and the solution. I mean, the effects of it. Because if they can see themselves, like, "Oh, wait, if my website doesn't have a lead form, then customers can't leave their information on my site. That means I'm losing customers. This guy's right." And then they're way more open to listening to what you have to say. But, so intro, fact find, ask them some questions, identify the problem and the effects that problem is having on their business, have them agree that it is a problem and that it's causing those effects. Now, once they've agreed, like, "Yeah, I see how not having a lead form on my site can cause me to be losing out on customers. How do I fix it?" You produce the solution. Well, I know this guy named Duke. And he runs a company called Built by Duke. And they actually, funny enough, they do just that. They make lead forms for websites, and they make websites, and do all this and that, and then boom, you're welcome. I just saved your life. And they're gonna be like, oh my God, thank you. You've helped me try and go create a lead for him. Yeah, go talk to Duke. Go talk to Duke. He'll help you. He'll help you, in making a lead for him. He'll help you do all that stuff. Wow, thank you so much. You saved my life. That's why people, every time Gihan says someone, they always thank him. They're always like, oh my God, thank you. Because he follows the framework. He actually made the framework. So, with that being said, that's how you set somebody. After you produce a solution, you set them. And, yeah, with this framework, we're going to be getting a lot more clients. So, let's see it in practice. Let's see Gihan actually set somebody. So, right here, he reaches out to a lady named Leanna. So, he's like, hello, Leanna. He does the intro. Step number 1, intro. He says, hello, Leanna. Can you tell me more about your business? Leanna says, morning. Yes, I would love to do that. She tells him about the business. Okay, cool. Wow. Asking questions was step number 2. Fact find questions. He says, wow, looks like they are all natural. Are they? And then she says, even more information. Okay, cool. He asked questions and he immediately identified a problem. You are doing a great disservice to your business by not adding your site link to your Facebook page. She had a business with a website, but she didn't have her website linked to her Facebook page. So people cannot find her website from her Facebook, which is a problem. So Gihan asked the question, found the problem, and told her the effects of it. Think about how many potential clients you could be missing out on by not having your website on your Facebook page. And she's like, yes, that's a really good idea. Thank you for that. I will start to add it. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm still learning how the network works, but I thank you very, very much. She was so thankful. Now here's Gihan asking a couple of more questions. Do you own this site? It looks like a global company. Now she says, it is a global company, which I'm an FBO member promoting to build a team. Network marketing, you need to build your team to grow. Gihan says, I get it. So how much is the conversion rate of your website? Boom, he finds another problem. Please help me. What is that? I actually don't have a website yet. I only have a link where people can join my team or buy my stock. Oh, 2 problems. She doesn't have a website, and so she can't know what her conversion rate is because she doesn't have a website. That's the problem. Basically, and he tells her what a conversion rate is because he's helpful and credible and, acts as the source of knowledge and information for her to refer to. Basically, the amount of people that come to a site and the ones who actually want to buy. He's telling her what the conversion rate is so that she can, trust him and believe that he has the information on that sort of stuff. And now he sells her the dream. He sells her the dream product. If your website could automatically reply to every single lead in under 3 seconds, even at 2 a.m., how would that change your monthly revenue? And she sees the dream, she imagines it in her head, and she starts celebrating. She starts praying to God. She starts moving around, dancing, jumping up and down. Oh my God. I think I must do that. Yo, you're godsend. This lady called Gihan a godsend because she said, here I am struggling to get people under me. And Gihan says, well then, Liana, I think we should book a meeting with our lead developer, Josh Duke. Does that sound good? She said, okay. And then, you are promoting websites, or do you want to join? So here she starts, coming up with some objections. Gihan says, I help business owners like you have more peace of mind knowing your website is actively turning browsers into buyers without you having to lift a finger. She says, yes, but that definitely comes with a price. Now, Gihan, with the objection handle of the century, he says, you're absolutely right. It does come with a price. But usually, the most expensive price is actually the high-quality leads that are slipping through the cracks right now because there isn't a 24/7 system catching them. If the system helps you sign up just 1 or 2 more people a month, that you're currently missing? Does it pay for itself? That's exactly why I want you to chat with Josh. He could show you the phase 1 starter setup that actually fits your budget while stopping the leaks in your business. I gave him your contact. Bang up job. Bang up job from Gihan. Let's review it. Success. Success. Let's review. Gihan reaches out to Leanne after inquiring about her business in the comments, asked her some more clarifying questions about the business to get more info, and he immediately offered free value by telling her to put her website link in her Facebook. Now, he asked her some more questions about her business, found some problems. She doesn't know her own conversion rate, and she doesn't have a website. There was another problem. What was the other one? Oh, excuse me. Her link. She has no link on her Facebook page. Let me change this. She has no link on Facebook, and she doesn't have a site. So he found 2 problems. He asked her some questions, to which, after she answered the questions, he found some problems with the questions he asked. He found on his own first by looking at her page that she has no link associated with her Facebook account, so there's nowhere for customers to go. And the second problem that he found by asking questions was that she doesn't have a site. So from that point, he sells her the dream reality. If your website could automatically reply to these people who want to buy stuff from your website, and then Leanne expresses fond feelings for that dream, we got her. Gihan then proposes the meeting and sets after a bit more encouragement. Success. So it's definitely possible. You just got to do it. With that being said, it is 6 o'clock. It's been 1 hour since we started training. Gihan is goated. It's the business suit one. Okay. I didn't even realize it changed. Yeah, everything, all these documents have been changing like every day, because I've been like working on them every day, updating them every day. So these documents are still changing, like constantly. They're constantly changing. But anyways, that being said, it's 6 o'clock. I think we've got enough value, enough sauce, enough